Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another war video, war number 6 of season 41. The team here is Apocalypse with the Cable Synergy and Overseer. Overseer is a champion that I took to rank 4 a few months ago, and I did use him a bunch in the wars I was doing in tier 4 before I came back to SSx. But this is my first SSx war with Overseer, and I'm going to kind of steal something that DLL said in his rankings video. At first, we thought Overseer was sort of a little bit too niche in the matches that he really goes up well against, but over time we found that there are many places on the map, whether it's power snack, buffet, some kind of poison, some kind of nullification, where he can get ramped up. And in those fights where he can get ramped up, he's an absolute monster. And we're going to see that because I have 5 fights, and it's probably going to be my shortest war video to date because he just owns it. Now, this first fight against Aarkus is an interesting one. He does have purification in his kit. If he's not Sig 200, it's kind of scary because you don't know when he will purify. But fortunately, Apocalypse has the ability to reduce the ability accuracy of that purification and tenacity, so we can always parry and we're never going to trigger the node. However, we don't have any cold snap immunity. We don't have any way to control power. And I was talking to some people about this fight, and they were just like, yeah, he's just not going to throw specials, and it's going to be really rough, and you don't have a counter, but don't use an invulnerable boost because you want to get it over with as fast as possible. And I was just like, oh, okay, should be great. So I'm hoping, telling myself, don't dex, don't dash back. When he throws a special 2, don't dash back. That's the only thing you have to know is I dashed back. So whatever, it's Apocalypse. He has 5 million health. He's going to be fine. We throw a special 2. I see that it does over 50% health. So it's time to just YOLO and throw one more and hope that kills him. And it's dirty. It is dirty, but he goes down. Not a big fan of that type of fight. But then again, that's how you have to plan sometimes, and I totally get it. I don't mind throwing on double edge and doing that. But yeah, definitely between me dexing the special 2 and getting hit by a 12k crit and just the craziness of the power gain and everything, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's on me. So next up we have this Dragonman, and I've talked about this fight a lot. I think this is the 3rd time I'm taking it, but we couldn't fit House of X this time. Definitely feeling safe going into it though, because we have Apocalypse who's fully ramped with double edge and everything, 30% boost, so he's going to be fine. There's even a chance that our concussion will get rid of the the power gain and everything, but unlike Magneto, there's the power gain's not going to go away until we throw a special. So I just want to kind of bait out some more specials and just try to keep him, from getting too much power. So hopefully he throws the special 2, and he does. And then we just kind of dash back, and it's time to get rid of his power charge and throw our first special 2. We get the armor break. You can see for a boosted rank 4, that degen isn't really doing that much. Now, I swear to God I hit forward and special 2, but the game registered it as back and special 2. Now, I very easily could have made that mistake myself. I never know if it's input issues, if it's myself issues, if it's phone issues. But regardless, the concussion did turn off the power charge. So at this point, there's nothing unsafe about the fight anymore. And even though we hit a special 2 into his block, this is going to be the end of the war for Apocalypse. And he did his job, and he got it done. So that was an interesting start. But we are done with Apocalypse, and now we move on to 3 Overseer fights. I did change my mastery, so now we're back to our normal mastery setup. And we're going up against this Apocalypse mini-boss. Now, Overseer is good enough by himself, but they gave him Neutralize and Fate Seal, which means that this Planetary Endurance is mostly going to be taken care of. Even if a few slip through, we can just hit his block. We're immune to Power Snack, and in fact, it will ramp us up. So really, the only thing scary about this fight is, first of all, if we die and he gets 3 prowess, then he will have unblockable specials. So we definitely don't want to die. But more importantly, we have to deal with the power stings. So it's just being aware that we don't want to throw our specials when we have a power sting on us. The power stings will actually heal us though. So I don't remember how I start this fight, but I think at some point I do Dex a few times. Yeah, there you can see the gamma power, which is great. So we're trying to get to 6. There we are already up to 4 because of the way dexterity works. Honestly, it just completely ramps you up like that. Let's see here. So now we go in. We just are going to block this and dex out of the ends because I'm planning to willpower heal a little bit off of the power stings. So we have full 6 gamma. We throw this, we go into cosmic mode, we rush in, we do light attacks, and we're still just gonna block and then get out. We have a fury because anytime we would get gamma, we get a fury. Then we time that out with the power sting, one more stun, the regen. We are gonna pretty much full yellow bar this fight, I think, except for unfortunately he does throw this, so we do lose a tiny bit of health, but we go back in and finish with like 98% health, and that felt pretty safe. So first time taking that fight, but not too bad at all. Overseer, great for that node in general. With the neutralize, he takes care of the tactic as well. Now they really put this on a T for us. As you can see, I've got these mutant power back boosts on still for Overseer. He doesn't really benefit from power backs, so we didn't change him up or anything. Now here, because we're poison immune, there's really no combination of debuffs that will get us into the unblockable phase, I don't think. And this is, like I said, they really put this on a T for us with Man-Thing followed by iBom. Those are like seriously 2 of the greatest matchups for Overseer in the land. I mean, he just ramps up so fast. We already have 5. Just anytime he tries to nullify us, anytime he tries to poison us or anything like that, we just go straight into cosmic mode. Now, against Mystics, you do need to worry a little bit about Mystic Dispersion because, you know, Overseer does have buffs. He does get the regen, he does get the fury, and while he is nullify immune, he's not immune to Mystic Dispersion because those buffs do have length. So obviously when I pushed him to 2 bars of power, I didn't want to just go ham. I wanted to bait a special 2. Like that's literally the only thing you need to worry about with Overseer. And then on this one, we obviously don't have to worry about Mystic Dispersion, but he does have a lot of health. We don't have class advantage in this fight. I'm feeling pretty safe to not have to waste an invuln here. I do the combat regen just for a little bit extra HP. And the warning on this fight is it is possible to get to 3 debuffs without too much effort, and then he goes unblockable, which is just, you have to be prepared for that. And the reason is you have this permanent heal block, then you get the petrify off of the special 1, and then the 3rd debuff can either be the armor break from crumbling armor if you idle for 6 seconds, or if you tap his block, you will get a weakness, and then he goes unblockable, and you can't shrug the heal block, so he's permanently unblockable if that happens. So right here, I'm worrying a little bit about the armor break, but we do just barely get in there. We're in cosmic mode. You can see how much damage. He's Sig 200, right? So this retaliation is huge. The light attacks are huge. Well, the light attacks aren't related to the Sig, but the retaliation is. And man, he's just going down quite fast. And there's no issues there. So that was fun, man. It's always fun to bring in a new champ. I was late to Overseer. I know there were other people that were really into Overseer early, and they were right. They were right. I was wrong. He, in the right matchups, is such a good war attacker, such a good battlegrounds attacker, and definitely has his place in the game as a specialist for certain fights. So anyway, should have mentioned it. This was against ISO8a, who, you know, they're notorious for shelling. If you don't know what that is, it means they change alliances every couple seasons, and they tank the rating of the opposite alliance so that they can get an easier start to the season every year. And we did beat them pretty solidly. Like, we only died 2 times, and they died 7 times or something like that. So we outright beat them. Felt really good to get back down to 2 deaths. And what that means is we are 3-3, which is a really good place to be considering how difficult our schedule has been. and it means we're in Masters and we are halfway done with the season. Man, that went by in a breeze. But anyway, hope this was an enjoyable war video for you. I had fun. We get a little 2-day break and then we'll be back at it. So have a great day. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you in the next one.